Hi, Majesties. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for always returning. It's so windy out here. I hope you can hear me. Thank you all so much for returning. Thank you for your show of love. Trust you and yours are well. And you're loving yourself and others like always. Many thanks to all of you for the support you give to the channel. Thank you so much to our channel members, to our anonymous supporters, to all of you, my esteemed subscribers. You are all loved, celebrated, and appreciated. Okay, so today, I want us to talk about South Africa's whites-only town. Yes, this came to mind after I got some comments from the video I made the other time about how Rwanda will soon be the next Israel. There are people who are like, oh, Abigail, you got it wrong because, what's his name? What's that his name? I always forget his name. The president of Rwanda, that he said it categorically that it is the Africans that the British government is sending back. If the British government is sending back Africans, why can't this same government, okay, organize for these people to be returned to their various countries where they came out from, their various African countries where they came out from? And mind you, I have videos of whites who are already in Rwanda. I have videos of Europeans who are already in Rwanda. Okay? So I get a lot of, sometimes we always don't see beyond today. That's the problem most of us have as Africans. We only think, okay, since they say it's for the good of Africans, then it is for the good of Africans. And I'll still remind you, this was exactly how they packed refugees and dumped them in Palestine. And before you know, they gave them arms. And these refugees became so-called owners of that part of the continent, and they call themselves the Israelites, the so-called children of the Most High. And they told you that they now have the right, because it is written in a book called the Bible, that they now have the right to unalive anybody they want to unalive and occupy. This is how it started. They came in as vulnerable refugees. It's not like I'm so heartless and I don't feel for these people, but these people have a place where they are coming from. They have origin. Why can't these people, since they can provide the means of transportation out of Europe, why can't they organize for these people to go to their various countries? They are packing them together. In short, they have built a hostel where they can have these people live in. And we still excuse it. Okay, we still excuse it. This is how far we have gone. So this is exactly how people came to South Africa. They came in as settlers. This time around, not refugees. They came in as settlers. And they settled in South Africa. And now they have pursued from this very region those who own the land, the Africans that were originals to that part where they have made their home now. They pursued them. And only them now occupy that place. What's the name of that place? Oranias, I don't know if I get that name right, in South Africa. Oranias, okay? They pursued the blacks that owned that place, and they occupied that place. This same town have their currency. They have everything. They are autonomous, like they are free. They don't have anything in connection with the South African government. They have their own supremacy. Yes, this is in Africa. So I felt like, why not we touch a little bit about these things? Because the more we keep sitting as Africans, forgetting that if we keep being free to people, one day our home will be taken away from us, and bringing out these little excuses so that we can see. This is how we are giving opportunities to Chinese, so they are coming, okay? And now we are pushing ourselves to one corner. I think we need to do a lot of homework, Your Majesties. Let's listen to this and we'll take it up from there.
It's been 3 decades since South Africa abolished apartheid, a system of racially segregating black people from white people. The country got rid of it in the 1990s, but the spirit of apartheid is still alive in some places. One of them is Orania, a remote town in the country's north, often called the last outpost of apartheid. Why? Because Orania is a whites-only town. Black people cannot live or work here. Every job is reserved for the whites. Every task performed by white people. And yet the residents of this town insist they're not racist. Here's a report.
Welcome to Orania, a remote farming town in South Africa's Northern Cape. It prints its own money, runs its own banks, has its own holidays, and manages its own affairs. Sounds like the perfect township to relocate, right? Well, hold your horses. To enter Orania, you have to qualify on certain parameters. The foremost is the color of your skin. It has to be white, because Orania is a whites-only town. The uniqueness is too obvious to ignore. Wherever you go in this township, you will only find Afrikaners. White people with Dutch ancestry. They do all the work, from playing the piano at the church to reading out the Bible to believers, to running the kitchen at a restaurant, to even gardening at orchards. All jobs, big or small, are reserved for white people. But the residents of this town insist that they're not racist.
We are from Africa, that's why we call ourselves Afrikaners. We want to remain here. We also want to retain our identity. Now, to retain one's identity is not a racist impulse. We wanted to retain our identity against the English or the British imperialism also, and they're even whiter than we are, much whiter.
Orania is often dubbed as the last outpost of apartheid, a system of institutionalized racial segregation. South Africa abolished apartheid in the 1990s, but the legacy lives on in Orania. In fact, the township was founded by the son-in-law of Hendrik Verwoerd, South Africa's former prime minister, who's considered to be the architect of apartheid. Verwoerd's bust lies at the museum in this township, serving as a reminder of his beliefs. As for Nelson Mandela, the man credited with ending apartheid, the people of Orania don't really hold him in high regard.
I don't think that I can see him as a hero because he's part of a whole package. Mandela is part of a whole package, and as Mandela, all the other leaders within the ANC make a contribution to create some policy that is, from our viewpoint, not necessarily for the best of this country.
Mandela is not a hero, they say, and they're not racist, they insist. So what is this town all about? An attempt to protect their culture.
Yes.
This township is legal as per South Africa's constitution. An article defends its right to self-determination. But Orania's ambitions could soon spell trouble. Because the people here say their next goal is the creation of an Afrikaner republic. A white...
Your Majesties, did you hear that? You know, what struck me was where they said they want to retain their identity, retention of identity. Now, what identity? That's what the first thing that struck me, right? Identity. You are obviously not Africans. Your ancestors came as settlers. And then out of manipulation and white supremacy, you got yourself this part and stuck yourself into it, because that part originally have people who were there before the settlers, their ancestors that were settlers came there. They had Africans who were there. In short, this is Africa. This is Mama Africa for Africans. And these are people of Dutch descent claiming that they want to retain their identity So this is exactly what we are saying. We look at things like, no, it does not matter. When they came, and you heard what he said about Nelson Mandela, in short, they don't hold him in any esteem. It is one of their own ancestors that's there, they're still remembering, they're still respecting. This is going on in South Africa. And if care is not taken, this is exactly what will happen in Rwanda many years from now. In short, not many, just give 10, 15 years from now, people who came in as settlers, people who came in as refugees will begin to own land and begin to develop a town to call after themselves. since we don't want to see the picture ahead of us. This is exactly how Nigeria gave the Chinese Chamber of Commerce the opportunity to do business and live freely, and they began to act racist to Nigerians, okay, prohibiting Nigerians from entering their stores. You see what we're saying? Now, when are we going to see as Africans that most of the times the way they want to make things look easy is not the way it is? No, they're just settlers. They don't have any place to be. Oh, most of them are Africans even. They're your brothers. They're Africans, they are brothers. I believe they have origin, they have where they came from. Why not package them? Since you have the means to send them out of Europe, why not arrange them and take them to their various countries where they originated from? Why piling them up in one country? We don't ask questions. That's my problem. And it's tied to religion. Because they're told not to ask. Anything that the white man have made decisions on is the right thing. Don't ask questions. And that's why a town like this can be in South Africa where the blacks are not allowed entrance. A black man cannot build a home and settle where these people are, when originally it was owned by the black people, by Africans, because this is our home. They came in as settlers. Now they are occupying the land. They've made themselves owners of the land. This same thing happened in Namibia. I brought that here. We deliberated on it here. Where they even, in short, those who are farmers, majority of them are whites in Namibia, and they prohibit the blacks to even own land and farm. These are happening under our noses, and we have people who we call leaders. We have people who we call those who are in the African Union, working for our interest. No, they are not working for our interest. They are working for their own interest. Because these are the things that all these bodies, the African Union, these are the things they have to see to. Okay? These are the things they have to see to. Why should our people not be free in their land and other people are coming from outside to take hold of their inheritance, to take hold of what belongs to them? These are the things that those who we select to go up there as leaders in every jurisdiction, these are the things they have to do, Your Majesties. And that's why I want to push our mind to reconsidering, if we haven't considered before, to consider the possibility of Lumumba, okay, of PLO Lumumba being the chairperson of the African Union Commission, Your Majesties. Like I say, personally, I believe in him because I know he have the knowledge, he have the right knowledge, he have the connection, and he have the voice. Like I said before, those who can talk, the colonial masters are scared of them because they know that, oh, if we do this, they're going to expose us. Now, why do you think that they are making everybody not like PLO Lumumba? They are saying, oh, PLO Lumumba do not have actions, because this is what a lot of people say. Oh, he only talk, but he can't act. Why do you think they are propagating that? Because they want you to lose faith in PLO Lumumba. Your Majesties, with PLO Lumumba and others of like minds, I believe things like these will not be happening in the motherland. Okay, so what do you think about PLO Lumumba as the chairperson of African Union Commission? Leave your thoughts and opinion there. And if you support it, why not look for necessary means? I'm going to leave a link at the description of this video. You click that link and follow the process as it goes. I'll see you in my next one. Until then, love yourself, love others, stay safe, stay positive, always, Your Majesties. Bye for now.